Okay. Our next session is positive reputation equals revenue, increasing your online market share. I'd like to introduce Lindsey Carnett, CEO and President of Marketing Maven Public Relations, Inc. Lindsey?
Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to take a minute and realize, when's the last time you actually, besides looking at your commercial, besides looking at your website, actually went to Google and typed in the name of your company or the name of your product? You'd be very interested to see what just came up. So some of the issues that affect direct response marketers are product on back order. That can affect your online sales. Negative consumer feedback. Today, consumers are more powerful than ever on the internet, and you probably see that affecting your businesses. It's not just all about picking up the phone these days. People order a lot online. So if your product doesn't work as anticipated, also that's an issue, and it will show up online because consumers will let you know about it. Your competitors are also out to get you online, as you very well know. So it's very important that you are making efforts to maintain your reputation. Affiliate marketers are one thing that can affect prices. You definitely want to make sure you have your prices all set. And then you don't want knockoff items either to start popping up. And something that you can do is actually bury those so the consumers don't see that. So you want to be able to have everything on page 1 be all positive. And for those of you who have seen the ripoff report, we want to make that disappear as well. In terms of managing review websites, something that we're able to do is take a look at the positive things that are being said about your product on review sites, and you can also identify the negative things that are being said, and a lot of times they're by your competitors. So something that we're doing for a large baby product client is going on all the consumer review sites and identifying the positive comments, the negative comments, and we're actually putting together reports like this that can help you see the number of positive comments, the number of negative comments, and then see what the cons are about the product, see what the pros are about the product, and then be able to add more positive things. A lot of people get scared by the internet because it's so huge. So what we are able to do is help organize how your brand is being represented. So one of the things is monitoring your brand. And that, like I said, is positive, negative, neutral feedback from consumers. And then also social engagement. So social media is kind of that question mark these days because everybody's trying to figure out, okay, well, how is it going to drive revenue to my company? One of the big things that we see is the transition from DR into retail, and that's why the social media is so important, because you have to have followers, maybe that aren't just purchased followers. They have to be actually engaging with your product. Another way to do that is through promotions. So some of the things that we're doing to help increase true followers and true participants with the brand, and you can actually put your commercial on there as well. But to run promotions that actually are meaningful to your audience. And then also to identify who your influencers are. So if it's a beauty product, who are the big people in beauty who are talking about beauty? Who are the big fitness gurus online that are talking about fitness? So this is sort of the profile of, you know, who is your key influencer. So you can see their profile right there, how many followers they have on Twitter, how many friends they have on Facebook, and then also what they're saying about your product category. So you can actually determine if you want to perhaps mail them a product sample and see if they can start engaging in your brand and have that grow organically. Because these thought leaders are the ones that are going to be affecting your brand online. So there are some immediate action items in terms of managing your reputation so that you're not losing revenue. One is improving the sentiment of your product reviews. So like I said, if you can measure overall, if you have positive, negative, or neutral reviews from consumers, then you should be able to see that improve, and that should ideally be able to help increase your conversions online as well, or at least become a component of it. Another thing too is develop a crisis communications plan. This sounds like a really huge deal, but really it's creating a plan for your social media, because you can actually be really effective very quickly, and action all the time is more important than inaction. Inaction is the worst thing that you can do, to just let something sit there online and have your competitors take advantage of it and take your market share. One of the other things is, like I said before, helping increase your brand for the potential to go into retail. So if that is the transition of your company or your product to go into retail, that's something that you should be able to show to that retail buyer, in addition to your advertising plan, in addition to your marketing support. Also, what that influx of consumers following you online looks like. There's another way too to lower your CPMs. I know everybody likes low CPMs for advertising, but you can measure the same thing for grassroots social media. And then in terms of capturing competitor customers, this is something, again, like we're doing with the baby client, where we're actually hosting photo contests, and we see a lot of times moms that have car seats from other companies that are submitting their photos of their child in this contest because they are interested in interacting with this other brand. So when they have baby number 2, baby number 3, maybe they'll be more likely to want to buy this particular product as opposed to the other one that they've used before that might not be interacting with them the same way. In terms of viral video content, everybody's seen on TV all of the people that go viral with YouTube videos. So you can do the same sort of thing. Have your spokesperson, when you are filming your commercial, have them also give tips about whatever product category it is, so then you can repurpose those for use in search engine optimized press releases, for example. You can embed video content into a press release, and guess who reads press releases online more than anybody now? Consumers. So, we're pitching media with a personalized email, but the press releases are really for the consumers. And we've seen a higher number of consumers interact with the press release when video content is added. So that, it's by at least 7 times the amount of a search engine optimized press release without video content versus a search engine optimized press release with video content. You can also use search engine optimized press releases for lead generation. So if there's a unique website URL that you have that is just to test, you can actually use that to backlink into certain keywords in your press release that will drive them to a particular website, so it can actually measure ROI. So as easy as 1, 2, 3. Well, you can actually, without sitting at your computer 24/7, plan posts, tweets, etc., and auto-schedule them so that you don't have to hire somebody full-time to sit in front of a computer and interact with consumers. You can also identify your key influencers and then consistently create new content. So another thing too is being able to have a blog, for example, and be a thought leader yourself on a particular topic. So if you have interesting content that you're regularly posting every week, then that content, again, lives online, much like a press release would. So blogs, SEO press releases, and then look again at what your Google Analytics are telling you your keywords are. When a consumer sees your commercial online or a commercial on television, then what happens when they actually go online? They go to Google, they type in the name of your product, or they describe it somehow. But your website, Google Analytics, should tell you what those top keywords are, and those are the words to be inserting into your blog content, and those are the keywords to be inserting into your SEO press releases. So, reputation equals revenue. We want to help maintain higher conversions. We want to reduce chargebacks from disgruntled customers. So search engine optimization and social media are being used as customer service. We want to decrease customer service costs and then have that greater potential for retail orders for that transition from DR to retail. You want to lower your cost per acquisition through the knowledge of the customer. So if you already know who they are, you can transition more easily. And then lower your CPM via grassroots social media promotions. So to capture that market share obviously is very valuable, so you want to be the most proactive, use viral video, and then use your SEO press releases. Questions?
Hi. Once you start doing one of these programs, how long does it usually take to see some sort of effect on your business? Is it a 1-month thing, 3 months?
Well,
longer?
what we like to do is take a screenshot, like literally whatever keyword you're searching online, if it's the name of your product, if it's the product, you know, very specifically in that particular category, you want to put it in quotations on a Google search, and then you want to take a screenshot of it is exactly what shows up. So basically, you'll see probably the main product website. If you have a, you know, buywhatever.com or getwhatever.com, then you'll see that underneath that, because that probably has less hits. So whatever is getting the most hits online is going to be the top thing, and then down from there. And then that's another reason why you want social media too, because it'll almost be like a placeholder on that page one. And then also your blog and any media coverage that you've gotten or any search engine optimized press releases. So it really depends on how frequently you're updating your content, which is why, you know, if you just do it once and hope for a miracle, it's not going to happen. You have to be consistently maintaining it, and that's why we're doing blog posts every single week. So, but if you get an article in the Wall Street Journal, boom, it's going to show up on, you know, right when you Google the name. So, but typically, you know, the Google spiders take a little bit of time to do. So I would say probably over a month or two to actually, you know, see positions move, because it's based on the traffic that's going there and a lot of other factors that Google figures in.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
In terms of the influencers you were talking about and giving them product, can you talk about what's required from a regulatory standpoint as far as disclosure goes?
Well, I don't know a lot about having to give a certain disclosure, but you can just find out, you know, if they want it shipped to them. You just start a conversation with them online. So through social media, you can talk to them back and forth. For contests, you do have to follow a certain protocol through, you know, doing Facebook contests and, you know, Twitter contests, etc., of how you are able to communicate with them. Like, you couldn't message them if you're on a company corporate like page, as opposed to like a personal friend page. So, you know, you can offer them to ship product, etc. So, but I don't know from a, you know, regulatory standpoint on that in particular.
Okay, well, that's all we have time for questions.